So, have you been doing Warhammer wrong your entire life? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, I'm back. Most of you probably didn't realize that I was gone, but I had a 3 weeks vacation to hang with my kids, and yeah, I let my daughter cut my hair, so you're gonna have to get used to this for a couple of more weeks until it grows out. I also got a little bit of relaxing done by hanging by the sea in some relatives' cabins, and I played my first Warhammer game for the first time in like a year. That was amazing. I also painted some miniatures only for me, just for me. That was amazing. Not recording a video or anything. I was painting terrain, like lots of terrain, and it was so nice just to paint stuff to like a low standard and not care about the video recording or anything, just to paint while watching a TV series or something. I also played some Diablo 3. That was super fun. Such cool environments in there. That got me a little bit inspired to maybe do some dioramas and stuff. I also got sent a bunch of boxes from viewers with like awesome stuff. Like I was sent this Minotaur. It's so awesome. It's like the biggest miniature I have, I think. Maybe at least top 3 biggest miniature I have. Such a sweet piece. I also got sent a box of old 40k stuff. He wrote and asked me if he could send me squats. So this is 40k squats. We talked a little bit about this in a video a few days ago. And they're really cool. It's like the dwarven race of 40k. They don't have them anymore. And in this box I was also sent one of these old rogue trader space orcs. This was my first love in the 40k universe. And I used to have a bunch of these, but for some reason I sold them when I got back into playing to fund my new Warhammer figures. I kind of regret that. So this was really sort of a reawakening of that love of the old, super old, like 30 years old space orcs for Warhammer Rogue Trader. So I might have ordered a box of like 100 of these figures. So there might be some more 40k painting videos. Maybe I'll build my first real Warhammer 40k army with only these tiny old Rogue Trader figures. Let's see, I need to get some vehicles like the trucks and the killer cans. They are amazing. Still missing those, but I've got to start and I'm really excited about that. So that was my vacation. I hope you had some fun as well. You can write down in the comments section whatever you did during the summer. Well, let's move on. Today's video, I wanted to tackle a topic that's been running around in social media a bit, not just lately, but ever since I started playing Warhammer again about 2.5 years ago. And I've seen that in social media, in podcasts and all of that, people talking about the best way of doing Warhammer and how someone else's way of doing Warhammer is wrong or not as valid, or let's just dig into it. So to start things off, we need to go back to Emil about 2.5 years ago to kind of tell you where I'm coming from talking about this subject. About 2.5 years ago, I was in a place where I was not enjoying my work. I was not having a lot of fun for myself. I wasn't doing any hobbies for myself. And I felt really drained both creatively and mentally and probably physically as well from not having this creative spark in anything that I did. So I went to a local gaming store, picked up a Start Collecting Sylvaneth box, like 5 paints, a brush, and glue, and started building Warhammer figures. At that time, I had no plan of playing a game whatsoever. I thought that I don't have any friends that's playing, so I just want to paint some figures to have fun in my own time, to just get back to this hobby that I had as a kid. But it didn't take long, and that's the wonderful thing about Warhammer. There's so many things to discover, and I discovered a lot of YouTube channels who did gaming videos. Mini Wargaming was one of those channels that I started watching, like every Age of Sigmar game that they posted, I watched them. I started watching terrain building from Miscast Terrain, Luke's APS, Black Magic Craft. I started watching all of the painting tutorials that I could find, started listening to lore videos. 2 Plus Tough was one of these that I always watched. I listened to podcasts, I listened to audiobooks, and all of that stuff just made me so immersed into the world of Warhammer. And all of these different parts separately was so much fun. But with that, the more deeply involved I got in all of the different categories of the hobby, the more I found that in every subcategory of this hobby, there are gatekeepers. If you look at the gaming community, there was these elite gamers who always thought that people that don't play the way that I do are playing the game wrong, they're not valid, their opinion on tournaments is not as valid as mine because I'm competing in the top 5 of this tournament, and all of those other 35 people who are below me, their opinion is not as valid. And when it came to painting, you can see that on Facebook groups, that whenever somebody posts a link to someone that they enjoy watching painting videos with, there's always someone coming up and saying, well, this guy is painting wrong, or this guy is not painting with this technique. And for me, who enjoys all the parts of the hobbies, who enjoys painting miniatures just for fun, who enjoys painting miniatures for competition, who enjoys speed painting, who enjoys playing games for fun, who has also been engaged in the top 5 of tournaments, playing really competitive, it just rubs me the wrong way that people are telling others that they're not enjoying the hobby the right way. That the only way to enjoy the hobby, the only way to do tournaments, the only way to paint right is to paint the way that they paint. It's just so wrong. And really, who is to say that if you're out there, you're watching this video and that is the only hobby that you're doing, that is the only way that you get in touch with Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, or whatever board game or miniature game that you're interested in, is watching these videos. Who's to say that that's not the right way of enjoying the hobby? I have friends who really enjoyed playing when they were younger, but as they got older and got kids, the only way that they can really appreciate this hobby is searching eBay and finding these miniatures that they loved as kids, or doing what I just did with these space orcs, picking up like a huge army of space orcs, and maybe they won't ever do anything with these miniatures, but maybe they got half a year of enjoyment of just chasing down all of these amazing figures and planning out their army and what figures they want to have, and that's fine. Really, what I want you to take away with this video and this just short talk with me coming back from a short vacation is that there's no wrong way of enjoying your hobby. There is really no one that can tell you how to enjoy your hobby. If you don't want to develop and become a better painter, that's so fine. Just paint a tabletop level army, just 3 paints, and you can play your games if the gaming side is what you're most excited about. Or maybe, as we touched on earlier, maybe you just enjoy watching YouTube videos, or maybe you're one of those who makes those YouTube videos and that is the main enjoyment of your hobby. Maybe you're making videos for 5 people and you have friends telling you to stop making videos because you don't have 100,000 subscribers, and from me to you, I say, keep making those videos if that is what makes you happy about the hobby. Make sure to do that. And there's 100 different topics we can talk about with this. It could be 3D printing, it could be writing your own lore or fan stories, painting artworks, watching artworks of Warhammer, just watching movies, listening to audiobooks, reading books, whatever way there is that you enjoy your hobby, keep doing that. And if you sometimes get tired of doing something specific, for example, I really don't enjoy building my miniatures. That's not the way that I enjoy my hobby. That's why I often buy like pre-built miniatures that somebody bought and sold after they built it because they didn't want it anymore. But even I, who don't enjoy buildings that much, sometimes when I'm tired of painting, because yes, I get tired of painting too, I just sit down and watch a TV series and just cut, spruce and glue together figures, and I can really enjoy that sometimes, even though as a grand theme I don't enjoy that, and that's fine. So make sure to do the stuff that you want to do now. Don't feel too stressed about doing something for someone else, or paint an army because you have to paint armies, or paint figures for competitions because you have to paint for competitions. Just do whatever comes to your heart, whatever you're excited about, and that's why this channel will always have all the different parts, because I'm gonna do what I'm excited about. I won't just do painting tutorials, how to paint super advanced things, and I won't just do 3D printing and things like that. So, and I guess with that, that's kind of why this channel won't always be Squidmar paints this, you will see me build terrain, you will see me 3D print, you will see me do anything that I enjoy with the hobby, and it's gonna be more of that this coming fall. I hope you're as excited as I am, because I'm hyped to be back. And yeah, you don't need to write any comments asking me when will I do more painting videos, because there will be more painting videos and there will be more fun with hobby. So just hang around and do that with me. So yeah, just with that, reclaim your hobby. Let me know in the comment section down below what way you enjoy this hobby the most. If it's all things Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons or whatever, or if it's just one specific thing. I like painting Space Marine helmets. I don't know. If you want to support this channel, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can check out the links in the video description. That goes to my gear list where I recommend all the stuff that I use in my videos and when I paint. You can also join my Patreon and pledge a few dollars every month to help support me run this channel and make sure I can develop it further and make more videos for you guys. On top of that, we also have late pledges open for the Squidmar miniature paintbrushes, and I also have that link in the video description, so if you want to check out that, feel free to do so. Massive shout out to all of my Patreon supporters, and a special thanks to the top ones who donate more than I could ever imagine anyone do to help me run this channel. You are such beasts. I thank you so much. And with that said, guys, have a great day. I'll catch you next week. Bye bye.